Which brings us to a great segue of all the bullshit going on with Robinhood and the
Yeah.
GameStop stock market.
Okay, so you know more about this because you were able to get in
Yes.
on the early ground. Go
So we
talk about
discussed
it.
this a couple weeks back
Yeah.
of I'm trying to get into that real money.
Right.
I gonna find a stocks guy. Found a stocks guy. Shout out to my homie. He's staying as a undisclosed figure.
Sounds good.
My stocks guy,
Stocks guy.
my boy, taking care of me, keeping me updated.
Keeping
He's
it
like,
real.
yo. At first, he got me a couple like just kind of random ones,
Yeah.
couple bucks here and there. He's like, yo, BlackBerry apparently they sold all their trademarks. He's like, this is the long run game.
Oh, I know that.
BlackBerry sold all their trademarks on phones and are rebranding the company. Just keeps sagging. Oh, it's because it's stripped. Good. I need to get new arms. I just need to get new setups. Yeah. Once I make all this GameStop money, come on. So he bought a couple of BlackBerry stocks because they're coming back as a como que cybersecurity.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know.
yeah. So real long
Interesting.
term, like
Okay.
before the Reddit folk got on like
Yeah.
into it, because BlackBerry is in the cusp of the GameStop
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
conversation now.
Oh.
So he was like, something's going on at GameStop. I'm gonna buy a couple shares. Let's see what happens.
See what's
See what
up.
happens. I was like, all right, man. You know, I gave you the money. You got time to study this stuff. That ain't my gig. Trust you.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to try to explain the game as best as I can. Well, not GameStop. This is what the hedge funds do.
Hedge funds.
I'm a hedge fund. And for people that, layman's terms, a hedge fund is basically just people that buy and sell stocks
Yeah, basically.
in as few words possible.
They manage like
Yes.
other people's like stock buying and stuff like that.
Okay. So, what the general game on the quick flip is that I just borrow stocks as a hedge fund from you. First, you need to understand what a short is in trading. A short is when you borrow a stock from a broker and sell it immediately at its current price. Right? This is what the borrowing thing
Right.
is, right? Then you hope the stock's price falls such that you can buy the stock back at a lower price and return the shares you borrowed to your broker but keep the difference, right?
Okay.
So, I borrow from you,
No.
I put it in, take it out. I then have $10 that I owe you, and now I'm hoping that it goes down. I do it again, $7 flip, I give you your share back, and then I made $3 profit.
Right.
Give or take how it goes, right?
Right.
The explanation is basically that I borrow one share and sell it immediately at $10. I have $10 now, but I owe my broker the one share I borrowed. Then let's say the price of XYG drops to $7. I now decide to buy it back, my short position, and buy one share at $7 on the return, and I borrowed returned the one borrowed share to my broker. I made $10 when I sold, and they only had to pay $7 to buy it back on a lower, so my profit is then $3 difference, right? Okay, so that's the game that these hedge funds play, and this is what the GameStop stock was doing. Like, GameStop is going under. It is, people aren't getting games from there anymore.
Right.
It's not a viable company as it once was. To my knowledge, they were gonna
File for bankruptcy.
file for bankruptcy and then rebrand as a online only platform, right? Like a not like a Netflix, kind of like a GameFly. Do you remember GameFly?
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's what they were trying to go
I,
for.
I, I didn't. So they were because like the big thing about GameStop was their used games and stuff. Like
Yes,
That. But
I don't know what they're doing with that.
Nah.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. But now let's say that instead of the XYZ price dropping to 7, it goes up to 15. So now me as a broker, I still owe you the stock that I borrowed,
Right.
and I owe you $5
Right.
to cover the difference. I still return the one borrowed share to my broker, except now it's going to cost me so my losses will be $5 difference between selling at $10 and rebuying at $15. Since the price can rise indefinitely, my potential losses as a short seller are unlimited. At some point, I have to buy it back and return the shares I borrowed. The more the price rises, the bigger my losses, right? So what the hedge funds are doing was just like basically taking a little bit off the top of every single
Yeah.
sale and just assuming, like, you assume that I'm good on my borrowing and that I'm either going to get my money back or I'm going to get my share. I don't care which one it is. I just expect it back.
Right.
And the hedge funds were like, we got you.
Sounds good.
Here's your share back. I got my $3 on the 10. We straight.
Right.
That's how they make millions of dollars. But
The internet said no.
Reddit, shout out to all the Reddit homies. I am not one of those dudes. I never figured out Reddit. It confuses me. I wish I was more viable in that world
Yeah, I don't have the time for
and
it.
got the subreddits and blah blah blah. I don't understand it. But it's for those that don't know, the extent of my knowledge is that it's a forum and there's a bunch of different subreddits in conversations. So there's one that is I don't remember what it's called, but it's like Wall Street bets or something like that.
Sure.
Something of that nature. Okay. So now let's explain GameStop. Now for GameStop. A few weeks ago, a Redditor there it is, Wall Street bets, noticed that a hedge fund had taken a massive amount of short trades against GameStop. They convinced everyone on the thread to join forces and buy as much GameStop stock as possible. This made the price rise and the hedge fund's short position started to lose billions. Their losses even surpassed the $13.1 billion that the hedge fund was worth. 13.1 bill. Bananas. Reddit is wild. Do not mess with these dudes.
They will come.
They will get you.
Yeah.
Eventually, the hedge fund had to close their short positions and buy all the GameStop stock back at much higher prices, setting their prices even higher still, right? So this is what they're doing. They realize that they're just taking a fat L and they're trying to buy the stocks back. And as they're actively trying to buy them back because they owe the people that they borrowed the stocks from in the first place mad money, so they're losing money and they ain't got nothing, and they're just driving the prices up. It was up to $4.96 a share today.
Wow.
At before 10:30.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
This is this is called a short squeeze. Now the hedge fund is declaring bankruptcy, and the Reddit thread is combining through other hedge funds with massive short exposure, so they can short squeeze them into bankruptcy as well. All of Wall Street is saying that the public joining together in this fashion should be illegal, but really they just lost at their own game to the masses.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to.
Right.
Is that Reddit figured out what the game was, got enough people to buy into the game, and now the common folk are the ones making real money.
Yeah, when everyone starts to play, it no longer becomes their game anymore.
Exactly, and this is where it gets dicey. So a vast majority of people were using Robinhood as their stock,
their investment portfolio.
their investment portfolio. Yes. Now, Robinhood, ironic name.
Yeah. Very ironic for.
So all this stuff happened today from the hours of 8 and 10:30.
Yeah.
Right. My first class starts that I go to 2 periods, and then like I've got one kid that I do like private lessons with during third period. So it's just like I talk to him I'm like, all right, you good? You know what you're doing? Blah blah blah. Cool. All right, I'm gonna go to my office. Come holler at me if I need anything. And I come back to my phone, just blown up with all this information. Right. Robinhood had apparently froze people out
of buying
of
GameStop.
buying GameStop stocks. So you were not allowed to go in and buy GameStop
Right.
because they were trying to make it to where only the hedge funds were able to buy the stocks. Now, that is illegal.
Yeah.
That is called market manipulation,
Right.
and it's a problem.
Right.
So now, within that 2.5 hours, there was a class action lawsuit beginning to being filed against Robinhood for said market manipulation. Today has been a ride, son. When at the peak, when it was 496, I was in the green for $1,000. When it dropped down, I lost theoretically
all that.
$1,000. I was still in the green, but like as far as like
That 1,000 you made was gone.
yeah, the 1,000 I made was gone, and then it's just been like up and down the entire day because they were freezing it, and then they were opening up, and then they locked everybody out, and then like it's just
I want to see the ticker for this for the GameStop stock. The stock is a
GME.
GME.
yeah.
I want to see what this ticker looks like because I'm sure it's like crazy.
It
looking.
is so stressful to look at.
Wait, do I still have the stocks app? Oh no, I don't have the stocks app.
You can just Google it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just Google GME stock. Jeez, it's down 152 points.
Yep.
Like that is oh my god.
Just look at the
Just the one day
one day.
jumps. There was like a peak where it went from 235 to 430
Yep.
in like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
It's bananas.
It just peaked all of a sudden. Like I'm looking at the 1 month and it just peaks all of a sudden. So really steady, nothing really.
Nothing crazy going
GameStop,
on. Yeah.
GameStop stock.
And now the next squeeze that they're trying for is BlackBerry and AMC,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw the AMC. Like people were trying to buy AMC stock now.
and they froze them out of that as well. And yeah, so it's
That's the problem with those, or not the problem, but with those Robinhood and Acorns and stuff like that. When you give people like readily available ways to invest and things like that, what's your expectation? Do you want them
the
to
goal
play?
is to drive up the market.
Like, do you want them to play or do you want them to?
Yeah, see, yeah,
not.
they're just letting people like petty cash here and there. It's like, oh, okay,
Right.
you flipped up, quick 50.
Oh, little Johnny's gonna invest $100. Great.
All right, yeah, but see when you get like people like some of those redditors are they work for Google and shit,
Right. Yeah.
so they got money and they're like, oh, word, okay,
Cool.
50,000 shares, thank you.
Wait.
Hold on.
Oh no.
So like it's the like subreddit of conversation that is like happening on GME. Like they're talking about pulling the squeeze to like where it's $1,000 a share.
All for GameStop.
All for GameStop. In one day, GameStop became a Fortune 500 company.
That's crazy.
All off of people trolling hedge funds.
That's the thing. It's all a troll too.
It's all a troll.